What it do, boo-boo? How y'all doing? It's Sunday. Yay. We're here for our weekly Oracle energy forecast for the week using the Oracle of Oddities, editions 1, 2, and 3, crammed into one deck. Yeah, how is everyone? I'm good. I did not get a ton of sleep last night because I was up late making our fabulous Secret Teachings of Jesus video. Last night was definitely a crazy, weird episode. Yeah, but it was like, that was the portion that stood out to me, and so it had to be that one. And if you go watch it, you'll see what was so crazy and weird about it. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. I hope that we're all getting pumped about the week ahead of us. I have a day off tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I love my days off. And yeah, let's see what the week has in store. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like everything's just trucking along. I feel like we're rounding out the year on a high note, and I'm excited for everyone. I think everybody that I've talked to recently has just been tired, just looking forward to catching their breath. So let's see what we need to know for the week ahead. What do we need to be aware of? Ooh, worship. Get into that whole prayer practice this week. Focus on all the gratitude. Focus on, the power of prayer was a huge topic that we'd been talking about all year. And I try not to forget to do that, to make an effort to pray out loud for what I desire, where I'm, what I need help with. If I want guidance, if I want energy, inspiration, if I want specific tables in my section or a specific side work, everything in my life, whether it's major or minor, if I think about it, I try to pray for it or ask for it, right? I try to be an active participant in the co-creation of my reality. And part of that is having a regular spiritual practice, a regular discipline where you connect with the Creator and you have a regular, relationship going on. You're constantly in tune. You're constantly listening for guidance. And so in turn, you feel more certain about things. You feel more guided. You feel more held. You feel more supported. And in turn, you feel like you can handle the hard times or the tough, challenging situations that you come through. But, it strengthens your faith. It strengthens your trust muscle. It strengthens your threshold, I guess you'd say, for, the pressures of life. But I think it also alleviates you from a lot of them. If you're, having an active prayer life and you're declaring what you're calling in and really focusing on what you're grateful for and focusing on sort of cultivating a sense of awe with life and wonder in the world. It's like, if we want life to be magical and really have a spontaneity and a joy and excitement to it, then we kind of have to do the work to attain that. It doesn't come easily. I think that you have to really keep yourself fine-tuned as an instrument and just keep checking in. And, it's so easy to get tired and go down and spiral down, a rabbit hole of just focusing on what's not working or the negative and just getting mired down about it, instead of actually saying, okay, I see what's happening. Well, let's just address it immediately, or not immediately, but let's get guidance about that. And then proactively, seek to come up with a solution or solutions, right? So worship this week. Bring the Creator into the process and co-create together. declare your gratitude for everything that you are like grateful for in life and focus on it. That gratitude energy is so powerful. It's so strong. But also declare gratitude for the things that you maybe don't have materially yet, but it helps you build certainty that it is coming or that it is yours in an energetic sense before you actually have it physically. Yeah. And then also just like allowing your mind the freedom and the space to be able to receive messages, receive guidance, receive insight, receive inspiration, receive epiphanies, revelation. But yeah, I always think when I get that card, it's like, get into your spiritual practice, whatever, things that make that up for you, and really, really stick with it and be regular with it all week long. And I usually think too that like gratitude is a big thing, and also just getting like really joyful and excited about, like pumped about life, like the awe. It's like when people talk about fearing God, like being God-fearing, it's not that you're supposed to like live in fear that like God's gonna punish you. It's more of a fear, like in the Hebrew translation, that fear means, it's a closer meaning to awe, to wonder, to being like, oh, wow, whoa, wow, so that's a whole lot different than going through like God-fearing, like, wow, whoa, wow. That's a whole different vibe than being like, please, don't forgive me, don't smite me down and send me to hell. What else do we have? How many times have I just said the word co-creation? Because I'm insane and because I don't have any brain chemistry left. I didn't have enough sleep last night. And I literally feel like I can't even come up with thoughts and words right now. But co-creating this week, really nurture that relationship with spirit, with your spirit, with the Holy Spirit, the creator, and become an active co-creator in your life. We are, I'm all smudged. That, and like my lighting is bad, so I've got like extra shadows going right now, so it looks like I've just like been crying, but I haven't. I swear I've not been crying. So yeah, we have this chance to start this like beautiful new chapter of our life. So, hopefully this week you've been kind of reflecting and getting clear on like what you don't want anymore and what you won't settle for and what you're really wanting to call in and what you're really wanting to build for yourself next. So now start using your words, start using your prayer, start using your spirituality to co-create the life that you can see for yourself and start speaking it into being. I really like that this skull has these flowers coming out of the mouth in place of the lower jaw, and it just makes me think of like the power that we have through our mouth. We've talked about that our mouth is a portal of life and death, and our words are very they have magical power in them. You can create with your words. That is one of our inheritances, and we can speak life or death into any situation. So start really speaking blessings over your life in every area, in your health, in your bank account, in your business dealings, in your comings and goings, in all your relationships, with everything. Speak life, speak blessing over it. And be intentional about what you're creating. And use your words. Be intentional about what words you use. Ooh, transformation. This came up. So in my weekly reading in my Kabbalah cards, I had pulled Peh, which is the mouth, like the power of the mouth and the words. And then I also had pulled a card about transformation. So I feel like, let's see. Oh my goodness, a whole bunch of, wow. All right, let's just take all of these. Okay, cool. So we have transformation. We have beauty, stability, opposition, nexus, and joy. So what I think is happening here is that coming out of the other side of eclipse season, like the transformation is really taking root. The embodiment, like we're really starting to embody the beginnings of this new chapter, this new sense of self, this new version of the higher self, of our up level, right? And we're building like a life of beauty, and we're cultivating beauty all around us, and we're radiating that from within and without, because we're building a different sort of stability. It's a stability where we're comfortable with our feelings and our emotions, but our emotional realm doesn't rule us completely. We can balance it out with the discernment and wisdom, right? And our reason. So on the interior, in the internal intrinsic realm, like we're finding like more and more stability and more beauty there, and peace and like awe and wonder, like that beauty, like the big like cosmic beauty. And so because of that, like our outer circumstances are starting to become more stable and more secure, and they're starting to flourish as well because of it. So our outer circumstances are starting to reflect this beautiful transformation, this transformation into a beautiful new beginning that's coming. But first, we just have to make sure that we are clear about any inner conflicting desires that might keep us in a stalemate, any energy that sort of like is so equal in two opposing directions that it cancels each other out. So like a hidden conflicting desire might be that, like, say you want to up-level your career, and like say you want to like 5 times your income, but you do session work with clients. And say you also want a lot of freedom in your life. So having like 10 timesing your income, if you have to meet with one-on-one clients, it's like there could be a conflicting desire there, because you could feel like, well, I want to make more money and I want to do this work more, right? But I don't have time, or I don't want to spend all of my time meeting with clients, because I wanted to develop like something that would allow me more time to spend with work-life balance, right? So that's why sometimes people are afraid of success, because they're like, well, I don't know if it's going to swallow me whole or not. Or I want a whole lot of money, but I hate paying taxes, right? That's a big thing. It's like people who are like, oh, I want to make more money. But if there's also a subconscious like dread of having to pay the taxes on it, or all the responsibility that comes with managing money and cultivating money, because you don't want to just put money and let it sit still, it'll depreciate, right? So you have to really like put effort in. That's why people will win the lottery and they'll just like lose it all in a few years. So look at your hidden conflicting desires. Are you like thinking on the outside or in the front of your consciousness that you want a relationship, but you're also afraid that it's going to cost you your freedom, or you're afraid that someone is going to want you to change, or that you'll have to make compromises in order to be a good partner? Like that might be something that's making you avoid it in a way that's not even like apparent to you, that you haven't noticed, that you haven't seen. So start checking in with yourself about these major desires that you're bringing forth into this new chapter, and really dig and check to see, okay, is there anything that's like I've got a hidden conflicting desire about it, or just like a little thing that makes me feel like a little bit hesitant to jump all in? And then if so, what is that and why? What is that really related to? What is that telling me? Do I need to change? Like, am I not reaching for something that is in authentic alignment with like what I really value, what I really want, what I really desire? Or do I just have some old programming that I haven't been aware of? And once I become more conscious and observe it, I can practice choosing differently, saying, okay, so let's give the example of someone who wants more clients because they want to increase their revenue, but they meet with people. It may be that you figure out how to schedule more people into fewer days and you raise your rates, right? And so you can get around the whole, like, not necessarily having to book yourself out all the time and be running in every direction and, you know, be overworked and still, you know, not barely making that income gap. Do you see what I'm saying? It could be that if you're looking for like the relationship example, but you're afraid of losing your freedom, or that, you know, you'll end up with a partner that will want you to change, you know, some things about yourself. It's like, okay, well then what you can do is say, hey, look, to yourself, we want a partner, but we don't like need one to survive or to be happy. You can be fulfilled on, you know, on your own. So if you are looking for a potential partner, then just trust yourself enough not to settle for someone is not in alignment with you, right? It's like, don't settle for the wrong person. Trust yourself enough and have the strength enough to be able to walk, like, give something a chance, but if you know that it's not right, then walk away from it, right? And then you're not risking as much, and then you can, you know, give something a shot. And if it's right for you, then your fears might be proven wrong, right? And if your fears were right, then it's like, okay, that's not that unusual or crazy. It's just like, this person isn't right for you. Go on to the next person. Try something else. So just try to examine those inner conflicting desires and figure out if they're, you know, relevant at all, and how you can work around them or get rid of them altogether so that you can unblock. And it might have to do, like, you may have to rewrite that in your subconscious with like meditation and things, and just constant practice and repetition. Nexus and joy. So, you know, I think that what we're building this whole new chapter, and with it is probably going to come a new network of people, and we're weaving these like new webs of connections and acquaintances and resources and, you know, all kinds of things that are going to come play in, you know, in different ways. And a lot of things in our plot from last movie got cut out, you know, and a lot of things that we thought were going to be in the next movie may have ended up in the editing floor last minute. You know what I mean? Like, using that movie metaphor. So you may have people who have left your life, and you may have new people coming in, but just nourish the networking, right? The networking of the right, like, put the right people around you that are nourishing to your creativity, to your visions. Put people around who believe in you, who remind you of everything that you're bringing to the table. Those kinds of people are, you know, they're going to be there to support you in your efforts, right? When you're like, oh man, I wish I knew somebody who did this or that. It's like, then you can like fall on. I remember one time somebody was giving business advice. I can't remember who said this. I can't remember if it was like in college or what, but somebody, this was like this is a very analog example, but they were like, if you were in your studio, and they were using it like photo or film studio as an example, and it was on fire, what's the one thing that you should grab and save from the building? And we were like, I don't know what. And they're like, your Rolodex. And what that is it used to be this round thing that had all these cards on it, and it was like everyone's contact information. It was sort of like an address book with like people's phone numbers in it. It was all their business cards. But the point is the most important thing that you can have is your network, is your contacts, is like all the people that you know and all the people that they know, those resources, right? So nurture those friendships and relationships. And yes, I think that we're crowning ourselves with joy. Joy has been a big theme that keeps coming up the last couple of weeks. And I think that right now it's a good idea to follow your bliss, because that is going to carry you, it's going to set you up for the best next story. If you're nurturing and planting seeds that are that cultivate bliss and peace and happiness and harmony right now, it's like you're going to be building on more of the same, because we're laying foundations that we're going to be building upon. So make sure that whatever you're doing, whatever you're growing, like make sure that joy is like the value that's like one of the values that's up at the top for you when you're comparing, like, okay, when you're laying out all the facts and figures and discerning like the information at hand, does this thing bring you joy? Is it taking from your joy? You know, do these people bring you joy? Are they taking from your joy? You know, and it's not like fleeting happiness. That's not the same. People are always, you know, you're always going to have moods, and you're always going to have like fleeting emotions that come and go. But like at the core underneath, like there's like a note that's like struck, and it sustains. And joy is one of those things where you can be in a bad mood, or you can be having a bad time, or like, for instance, I think that my job right now is very joyful. I love the people that I work with. They are very joyful. And every night, at least for an hour and a half, we're all insane. We're all violent, and it's horrible. But like right before, like all the hours before that and all the hours after that are great. And it's like, okay, that's a good example of like, it's a passing mood. Like we get over it, and then, you know, it's just like the heat of the shift, right? It's just the hard work at its climax, and then we're back to being like, oh, this was fun. We really enjoyed it. I work with great people who are mostly like really super positive and funny and quirky, and we support one another. And so that is a joyful situation, right? It's not perfect. We're not always in great moods. Sometimes we're like, we're gonna kill each other, but like overall, it cultivates joy. I look forward to it. It expands me, it uplifts me, like we uplift each other. And I think that we all help each other grow because of it. So think about that. Like, it doesn't have to be that your situation or, your family or whatever is like perfect all the time. It's just that, are you doing things that cultivate joy in that environment? Right? Like an underlying level of like good, healthy, like good joy. And you can feel sad, but also be joyful. It's not the same as happiness. I don't have enough brain power right now to like really find the way that I want to describe it. But it's like, if you are joyful, you can be in a shit mood or in the depths of despair and still find a laugh within yourself or the light. You know what I mean? Like, that you're not in despair. You haven't resigned yourself to give up. Let us go on for 45 more minutes about joy. All right, you guys, I'm wrapping it up. We had a lot of cards come out. Let's see. We started with worship. Get back in your spiritual routine this week. Double down or just refocus in the journaling, the prayer work, the gratitude practices, all of those things. I know everybody's been busy for the last few weeks, so I think it's a good time to regroup, like drink some water, detox, but really get back in that spiritual practice. Because have you ever done a certain workout or like been a dancer or something, or like had like a skill and then you didn't do it for a while, and it's something that you have to really work at and build this like physical body discipline, but then after it's been a while you go back and try to do it again, and like somehow you're like kind of still really good at it, but like because it's like all of like the understanding and like the experience is still there, but like it's almost better than before. Like that's kind of like, okay, now that we've had all these like spiritual disciplines that we've created for ourselves in the spiritual practice, and now that we've had sort of a break because we've been so busy, and we probably have been like slipping on this a little bit, once we go back and like start doing it again, it's like, whoa, up level, like things are gonna, like it's gonna make a huge difference. We're co-creating. We're being very intentional about the new life, the new chapter that we're co-creating. So be present within it and observe, right? Observe the transformation that is happening. It will help you be motivated to keep on and to keep stay vigilant and persistent with yourself to keep going, because it's always going to be easier to be lazy and to backslide and just to like resign thyself, right? But keep going, keep seeing the benefits, keep looking for all of the ways that your life is blooming and becoming even more beautiful, and all the beauty that you're feeling within and all the beauty that you're seeing around you, and the magic of life, and you know, the fun that you're having just playing with the universe. It's all coming together. It's all bringing you more stability, more nourishment and security for the long haul, within and without. But it's just, you're gonna have to really get clear on any inner conflicting desires and make any adjustments that you need to accordingly, or put to rest those desires by like unpacking them. Sometimes we can kind of heal things just from really dissecting them, like taking it, like free writing in a journal, like automatic writing is such a great way to like tap into your subconscious and like get things out of you and have like these insights and revelations and epiphanies that you maybe wouldn't get if you were just sort of like trying to think about it. It's because when you're automatic writing, you're not thinking. You keep moving the pen, you keep writing, and that way it forces the subconscious to come forward. So yes, tackle those inner conflicting desires, nurture your network and your nexus, and start building your resources, weaving your webs, appreciating all the people and community around you and the resources and the things that you do have at hand. Part of the worship is just being grateful for all of those things, right? And jumping on opportunities when you get them. And joy. Cultivate more joy. Focus on joy and follow your bliss. That's really what we're doing, right? Is we're trying to recalibrate and really turn ourselves in the direction of the yearning of our soul. And I think that's what we want to be led, or how we want to be led into this new chapter, so that we have something that's like super fulfilling and super joyful and worth the blood, sweat, and the tears, right? Everything in life is going to be blood, sweat, and tears, so you might as well do something worthwhile, right? That you're going to love and appreciate and value. Because nothing is going to be perfect, and nothing is ever going to be just like some easy, smooth ride without any bumps. It just won't be. So you might as well choose to do things that light you up and bring you joy and spread goodness. All right, Jens, I'm going to take like a scalding hot shower. I'm like crazy tired. I'm so tired, I'm barely even hungry. And you guys know I love dinner. Dinner's my favorite. I don't even really eat during the day. I live on sunlight and water during the day, pretty much. I'm not even hungry until nighttime. But nighttime comes and I'm like, ooh, I want a really good dinner. But I think I'm almost just too tired. All right, y'all. I hope you have a good week. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Check out my Instagram page, Liz_Taylor_Magick. I usually post our tarot and oracle reading Monday, Wednesday, Friday, kind of around midday. I like to try to do it by 11 Central, but I'm late recently doing it because my nights are later, so I sleep a little later, and then my morning routine gets pushed, so it is what it is. But yeah, you can go check that out, and you'll get the inside scoop for the day before I get on here at night and do our video. Anything else? Oh yes, like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel. I feel like this is one of those times where I have no idea what I've just said for the last 30 minutes. It's just come channeling through, and I'm so tired, and I'm even like nonverbal at this point. I'm not even saying words right. All right. Ciao.